Women typically live longer than men, so that means that their retirement is usually much more expensive. Unfortunately, women's pension plans often don't measure up. Joining me to offer some really important advice on how women can make the most of their pension plans is Lee Molotsky. He is from the SHM Financial Group with offices in Collingswood, Voorhees, and Lakehurst. He is also the author of this book. It's called Exit Strategies for a Secure Retirement. The proceeds from this book going to charity, which is an interesting little twist as well. Lee, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, what you say is that women continue to fall further and further behind as compared to men. Why is that?
Sure. The pension system, as you well know, over the last 15 to 20 years has significantly changed. A lot of pressure, a lot of change of aging. The longer people live, the more pressure it's put on the pension system.
And so as a result, there's not quite as much money to pay out.
Not quite as much money to pay out. So women in particular, who live longer than men in general, need to really bank on themselves. If they don't have a pension, they need to bank on themselves. And that begins early on, if possible, in their 20s. They need to start with a plan, just a basic plan, kind of a track to run on. And one of the things in our office that we continue to emphasize is, as much as you can on a monthly basis, put away. Make it like bank on yourself.
Right. Okay. So Lee really has some interesting advice, because you talk about it from the decades. So a little more aggressive investing in your 20s and in your 30s. So what about in between 30s and 40s? Because that may be prime opportunity for women to earn money.
I would say in particular, as you approach the late 40s, early 50s, you want to tend to, you've built up a little bit of a nest egg, hopefully. You want to tend to take about 75% in general and be a little less risk averse, or be more risk averse with that 75%. That'll then allow the remaining 25% and additional monies to continue to be a little bit more aggressively invested.
Okay, and so then what happens after that? Should the investment strategy even shift more once you're in your 50s?
I would tend to think, actually, once you set aside the 75%, just as a thumbnail generality, then you can continue to be aggressive with the monies that you continue to add to the pile, so to speak. Because at some point, I'm a little bit of a skier. I like to enjoy skiing. Once you hit the top of the mountain and you start to descend the mountain, you'll find as you start to spend those monies, you want to take less pressure. You want to take less pressure off of the safe money and put more pressure on that.
Okay, so you are still a great advocate of investment in the stock market, or not? Or
I am using dollar cost averaging and other instruments, other ways to approach it. Yes, as you build up your nest egg, yes.
Okay, so really important information for women. At each age, they should be investing in themselves, as you say.
That's correct.
Yeah, Lee, thank you very much. So for more information on planning for your retirement, you can head to cbsphilly.com and click on to Talk Philly.